Hey everybody, this is Paddy from Odds on FPL, introducing this week's episode of Who to Captain according to the bookies. The point tallies are calculated from spread markets, which allows for the model to predict points for clean sheets, assists, and goals combined. FPL Review have been so kind to allow us to use their model for this series going forward. We'd recommend you check them out on Twitter at FPL Review and their website online. You can check this out by clicking the links in our description below. If you're a new viewer or an old one who's yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? We're aiming to get 169 subscribers by the end of this game week, and we're only 69 subs away. Don't forget to also like this video and turn on notifications so that you won't miss a video going forward. Now, onto the video. Okay, so now after all that, we're going to introduce the co-host, Shano. Hey, Shano.
Hey guys, Shano here. I was a co-founder of Odds on FPL roughly 2 years ago, I think we found it.
Bro, nobody cares about that. Let's just get into it.
Get into it.
We're going to discuss now the fixtures this week. There's obviously a massive elephant in the room, and it's not you, Shano. It's the Villa against Newcastle game. So
nearly broke me neck there when you surprised me with that comment.
Oh, sorry, Shano. sometimes you just got to be put down like that. So the obvious game here is Villa against Newcastle. It's been postponed, but
yeah, look, it's quite irritating because I imagine most people have at least one player in that game.
Yeah, Burnley at home, good. Everton looked awful. They're not playing fullbacks. They played Iwobi at left back. He's never played there. And then who did they play at right back?
Tom Davis.
Like, what are they doing? I think
it was pretty shocking. I watched the game as well, and it was
yeah.
As an Everton fan, not a good watch. Obviously, look, I think DCL scores in this one.
You don't bench him. You don't get rid of him for this. This is Everton's last good fixture for a while. So
yeah, keep him.
It's just, yeah. I think if you were looking at a player in that game, you'd probably want James Rodriguez or Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I brought in Nkunku, but I don't even know if he'll play. You'd assume they'd want a natural fullback for this.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised that he wasn't even in the squad, never mind starting. I'm very curious to see if he's in the lineup this week. He's 4 million as well, so it's a handy bench player.
I'd say he will. He has to, after seeing their lack of width. The next game's City against Fulham. I feel like we may be talking about this quite a lot after.
Yeah, easy win for Fulham.
Yeah, pretty much. Same as last week. I think everybody expected Leicester to win. Ademola Lookman hat-trick, City, bye-bye. We don't actually think that, by the way. West Ham against Man United. I look at this and think Bruno is going to be getting points here.
I'm going with the Hammers win this. I feel like they're going to step it up.
You're going with the underdogs.
Yeah, and I like Bowen. I think he's quite a good footballer.
He is. Him, Ben Rama, Antonio's back as well. They don't have to play Haller up top.
From an FPL perspective, don't get any West Ham players in. If you have them, you keep them.
I wouldn't bring in a transfer this week for
Yeah, no, absolutely not. But I think they can get a result and cause United problems. I don't think United are going to roll them like 3-0 and it's going to be a hat-trick galore for Bruno or anything like that. It'd be a pretty tight game.
Tellez is back at least.
You should captain him.
Chelsea against Leeds. I think there's going to be goals in this.
Yeah, I think Chelsea.
Yeah, me too. Pulisic could be back. Werner. They just have so much attacking strength. The game that we were most looking forward to this week is the Sunday fixture between West Brom and Palace. Personally, I'm setting my alarm at 11 a.m. just because I'll be so excited for the game. I want to see all the build-up. I really think Sam Johnston's going to be playing an absolute blinder here. I can't wait for it. What do you think?
I'm looking forward to his save points. I don't have him in my team anymore, but I was a big fan of him for getting me a save point every week. And I've felt a strong connection with him, and I always look forward to him doing well.
I genuinely think this is going to be a 0-0.
Yeah, look, I really don't see many goals in this. Maybe 1-0 either side.
Yeah.
There's not really much to say on this other than Zaha will likely be back.
Potentially. Wait for team news, obviously. If he's back, it's massive for them. I think both sides pretty good defensively. I wouldn't set my alarm for this if I was you. Just stay in bed. Potentially have a few drinks on Saturday, wake up with a hangover, go back, have a snooze. Because the game after is Leicester against Sheffield United. Leicester were upset, obviously, during the week against Fulham. Massive upset. I think everybody expected Vardy to have a party.
They did, especially me because I captained them.
Me too, man.
and half of FPL, I imagine.
Yeah, the Bear Army.
It was a bit of a shock. All right, didn't really see that coming. Fulham did look good, I guess.
Yeah.
Leicester, they could have scored to make it 2-2 at the end.
Leicester just didn't look great. I still think against Sheffield United.
Sheffield are terrible.
Yeah, they've got so many injuries. I think they're down. Be shocked if they stay up at this stage. They look like they have their system and they can't change it. I think they're down.
2-0 Leicester, I'm going with.
I think it could be 1-0. Sheffield just probably won't score again this season. Probably won't. They look awful. So yeah, I think it's going to be 1-0 or 2-0 to Leicester. Probably Vardy involved. Spurs against Arsenal.
Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really good game.
I'm thinking Spurs are going to smash them.
I'm going to stick with a 2-0. I don't think Arsenal are very good right now.
You see, the thing is, it's one of those things. It's like an immovable object and an incredible force. Spurs are going to score, but you see, the thing is with Spurs, they always concede, but Arsenal just don't look like they can score. They just look awful.
Yeah, that is absolutely desperate. Unless they need Aubameyang to step up.
He won't either. Liverpool against Wolves. Liverpool are pretty depleted. You'd still think against Wolves with no Jimenez, they will probably get more chances, but I think it's going to be a tough game for both. It's not a fixture I'd look at a Liverpool player for a captaincy anyway.
Yeah, I think it's also worth noting that if Robertson is out, Alisson might be out as well.
Alisson is out, yeah.
So that leaves you with Kelleher in goal. Like, you'd fancy Wolves to score.
Yeah.
Maybe 2-1 Liverpool. Just look, you can never write off. Yeah. You can never write off Salah and Mane and the form that Jota's in.
Jota, yeah. You can write off Firmino though.
I think Adama is going to cause them a lot of problems.
Yeah, especially if Robertson's out.
Yeah.
Like Neto, Podence, and Adama, they've got an incredible scouting network. Whoever's finding these players deserves a raise.
They go to Portugal on their holidays and just pick them up, man.
Pretty much. Brighton against Southampton. I think this is the game where you look at where you've got the two differing cheap strikers. You've got Mope and you've got Che Adams. One of these strikers is performing, the other isn't. So you know what that means.
Mope hat-trick.
Yeah, pretty much. I think this game has goals in it anyway.
Yeah, I've liked how Southampton have looked so far this season. I think they've been playing some decent football, especially with Ings injured now.
Hasenhüttl is a serious coach. I think Potter is overrated. I think he's got a style and they could be in trouble. I think they could get relegated. With the bottom three now being so poor, if any of them go on a run, Brighton are dragged into it.
What score are you thinking?
2-1 either way.
Yeah, I'm around 1-1, 2-1, I think. From an FPL perspective, everybody's just hoping, I guess, for McCarthy /
Yeah, I think McCarthy, if you look at a high level, you think McCarthy's more likely to get a clean sheet than Ryan. So you'd probably have Southampton as favourites.
You don't really see many teams with Ryan in them so far this year. I haven't heard many people talking about him.
He's in a lot of teams which are inactive.
Yeah, they're about 4 million.
Exactly. At number 5, it's Riyad Mahrez. His cost price is 8.3 million. It rose during the week. His expected points for this week are 5.72, and he's playing at home against Fulham. What do you think?
I think he's nailed on to start now that he didn't play in the Champions League. So as a Mahrez owner myself, I'm really happy with that.
Don't rub it in.
Yeah, it feels good. Somebody has to find out. But yeah, no, I think he's a really solid option. I'm surprised he's not slightly higher with the expected points, but that's probably taken into account his minutes, I guess.
Yeah, his minutes are limited. The thing is with Mahrez, the Burnley game just showed what he can be. Like, he's incredibly talented individually. Just sometimes I don't think he suits the system. Like, you can see, like, this game he gets 21 points, scores 3 goals. Like, 4 goals in 7 games reads a lot better than he's only scored in 2 of 7.
Yeah, I suppose that's just manipulating the stats to say whatever you want them to say in your favour. I've always found him quite streaky, as in if he scores a couple...
Very streaky.
Especially against Fulham, he could grab a goal or 2, and then he'll probably quieten down in maybe 2 weeks again. So I think if you own him at the right time, he's such a good player.
You seem to get that right every time. Every single time I bring him in, it's either he's dropped, he blanks, subbed early. As in, it's with Mahrez, it's all about getting him at the right time. And it could be now, like, as in, I think a lot of people would have brought in somebody like Sterling, like last week, like myself, thinking that the games against Fulham where you're going to get the points from. I think Mahrez proved last week anyway that he's definitely one of those options.
Yes, and I think maybe Sterling owners might be a little bit scared the fact that he played the full game in the Champions League.
He did, but Sterling's got insane fitness. The thing is with Mahrez is it's either going to be 2 points, 3 points, or it's going to be 15. There's no in between with Mahrez.
Yeah, Mahrez is pretty nailed on this week at least.
Yeah, I'd agree. At number 4 is Timo Werner. His cost price is 9.5 million. His expected points are 6.01, and he's playing against Leeds. What do you think?
I don't like Timo.
I don't either, man. I don't like him at all.
He's 2-point Timo, as we call him on boards. He's recently hit a bit of run of form since game week 7. He's gotten a couple of returns. He blanked obviously against Tottenham in the draw. I think he looks really good when you're watching him, but he just feels like he misses so many opportunities. So it's quite infuriating to own as a manager.
Oh my God, he misses so many big chances. There's one thing in his benefit. He's on penalties, and Leeds just can't defend.
Yeah.
I think one thing that people thought was like he'll be coming from a team like Leipzig where he's scoring loads of goals, but I checked out his stats. He's gone from 3.9 shots last season to 2.43, and he's gone from 1.69 key passes to 0.74. I think he's really struggled this year, just adapting to a new league. He's also playing out in the wing. I put up a post on Twitter at the start of the season saying he's going to be another Morata. It's looking likely. Like, as in, he looks better than Morata.
Well,
but
Chelsea and prolific strikers haven't been
profligate more good, like. Yeah. As in, their last good striker, like out and out striker, was Diego Costa, and he decided he didn't even want to be there. Thanks to the season, and he was gone.
I wonder, do owners have a fear of he doesn't seem to play 90 minutes that much anymore. At the start of the season, in the first 4 game weeks, he played all the 90s, and then he's been hitting around 75 minutes then. So
sure, you remember a couple of weeks ago he was dropped completely for resting, and then there was an injury in the lineup to Pulisic, I believe, and then Timo starts, and then even after the game it was said, oh, we dropped him just so he would get some rest, and then he plays 90 minutes in the Champions League as well. So
I'd be interesting to see how he does with Pulisic back in the team.
Yeah, you just have to feel that he's going to be like rested or dropped one of those game weeks, and it could be against Leeds, but it's Bielsa. You don't really want to rest your best players, even if neither of us think that he is one of their best players.
No,
Okay, so then in number 3 is Mohamed Salah. Cost price is 12.2 million. His expected points this week are 6.29, and his fixture is against Wolves. What do you think?
I'm not feeling them this week. I don't like it.
I think Wolves are a tough fixture for anybody, and they have so many injuries. Like Liverpool are playing like as in Alisson could be ruled out, then Nico Williams at right back, and then who knows who's gonna play centre back. And as good as Liverpool are offensively, you have to think that a lot of it would come from their wing backs. And if I think Robertson might have a knock as well.
Yeah, he's a doubt for the game week.
You think Wolves, like, the thing is with Wolves as well, they've changed their formation. It's really hard to judge what they're going to be like. He's been playing 60 minutes a lot lately because of COVID, and I think Klopp is sort of resting him and rotating him. He didn't look happy at all being subbed off during the last game week at around 60 minutes. He is on penalties, obviously, but
will he be on them if Milner's on the pitch?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's been on the pitch with Milner a couple of times and taken them. Right now, I think his price is probably too difficult to bring in. If I had him, he'd definitely be an option for captaincy, but I wouldn't be bringing him in this week. Against Fulham next week, 100% he's coming in, but he's only an option for a captaincy if you have him. I think 12.2, he's not worth bringing in.
Yeah, and I think we also have to take into account that if Liverpool do go the likes of 1-0 up against Wolves, are they going to try and sit back and hold on to it, given their rotation?
I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet against Wolves, man. I think they have to go for it. Also, last game week, he did score, but it was ruled offside. The thing with Salah is at 12.2 million, you want him to be scoring, and Wolves so solid defensively.
I think the easier option for everybody, if they have a decision to make, is just pick Jota at pretty much close to half the price, and his returns are unbelievable.
Oh yeah, not as a captain.
Not as a captain.
If you have to transfer,
no, get him in your team at least.
Yeah, Jota, I agree. So we're both saying no to Salah as a captaincy this week.
Yeah, no this week. Absolutely.
And now at number 2 is Raheem Sterling. His cost price is 11.4 million after being dropped by 0.1 million during the week. His expected points for this week are 6.67, and his fixture is against Fulham at home. What do you think, Shannon?
Not feeling it either, to be honest.
Oh my god, I hate Raheem Sterling, man. I hate him. Why did I bring him in a wild card? Like,
I actually like him. I've had a lot of luck with him in FPL, but this season he just seems off the pace. 2 goals in the league.
His form's gone off a cliff. 2 goals and an assist.
Yeah, I can understand why he's so high on the expected points. At this stage, I don't know if he'll even start this weekend. So that alone is a fear for me.
I think the thing is with Sterling is me as an owner and you as a non-owner, I'm more afraid of him not starting than you are of him hauling.
Yes.
That just speaks volumes to me. Like, as in, I think Sterling is a potentially world-class player. Maybe a couple of seasons ago I would have said he was world-class. But his shots, his passes, everything, his stats are just way down. He just doesn't look like the beast that he once was. The fact that they've brought in a player like Torres, and Torres is potentially starting over him, it's just it's a no. You wouldn't bring him in.
It's also worth noting as well is that Aguero's been out and Sterling hasn't even been filling that void which he used to.
Torres has. Yeah. The thing is, I would think that he will start this weekend. He's got incredible levels of fitness. He got the rest against Burnley, didn't play at all. He played against Porto during the week. He had 5 shots, 2 big chances. He had a shot saved off the line. He was quite poor. He seems to be running down blind alleys.
Reverting to old Sterling.
Old Sterling still scored, man. I don't know. If I had him, which I do, I'd keep him. I wouldn't sell him. But then I wouldn't captain him.
I think if people are looking for a Man City asset to bring in and captain and they have 11.4 million, I just think they downgrade and get Mahrez.
Or they bring in number 1, Kevin De Bruyne.
The main man.
The main man. At number 1, it's Kevin De Bruyne. His cost price is 11.7 million. And his expected points total is 7.91. That's substantially higher than anybody else in this listing. As said previously, Man City are playing Fulham. To me, if you want to have a City player, he's nailed on. He's 100% going to start. That's the difference between him and a Mahrez, him and a Sterling. You feel like he's always going to get points. He's either going to get a goal or an assist. This season, he's had a goal and 5 assists from 7 starts, and he hasn't looked great. But you just have to feel that he's going to come good. His heat map as well this season, he's been playing as an attacking mid almost in the hole. The one worry I do have for him is that he may not be on penalties anymore, but I don't think Aguero's going to be fit for this weekend. He didn't play against Porto as well, so nailed on pretty much. What do you think?
I'm all aboard Kevin De Bruyne this week. So much so that I'm transferring Bruno out to get him in. I think he is absolutely the standout captain choice this week.
He is. I wouldn't get rid of Bruno, though. No. I think you're a madman for that.
It's all part of the master plan. And I just think with...
Big brain.
I feel when you're watching Kevin De Bruyne, whenever you see a Man City game, he always looks like he's going to return points. Even if he blanks, he looks like he should have came out with at least a goal or assist.
Genuinely, yeah.
The crosses into the box and you're just wishing that somebody was on the end of them. Like, I think...
If he gets a free kick, edge of the area, you almost expect it to go in. He's the
best player in the league.
I don't think it's...
For me.
that's not even a question. He's just the best player in the league. I'd say he's up there, like, as in... Probably up there as one of the best players in the world. He's just the standout pick this week. Next up, we have a listing of differentials, which we both think will be good. Well, I don't think it can be Jack Grealish anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying. That kind of shafted me a little bit. Did a little bit of research on Jack. Benched him at the weekend, kind of went against me. Yeah, the fact that he's not playing, I have 2 Aston Villa players in my squad, so it's not the worst for me.
I have a differential for you, which surprisingly wasn't in our list. I think there could be 2 differentials here. They're both from the same team. Bruno Fernandes. The guy just doesn't not perform against teams when he's playing away from home. He's just, to me, he's like Kevin De Bruyne. He's fixture proof. And even if he does play bad, he still finds a way to score, whether it's a penalty or just a magnificent shot from range. I think he's one of the standout captaincy picks this week, but that's just on a personal opinion. The odds say otherwise. He's going to be my vice. Then as well, Cavani. Cavani's look good. I think he's a good player. I think he'll get chances. He's a different striker to Martial.
Will Cavani start at the weekend?
I think so. I think so.
On Bruno, as I'm going to be the crazy one that's taking him out for this game. West Ham have quite a good record against Man United, and I think with no fans in the ground, it will probably benefit West Ham.
What do you think for a differential this week, Shano?
So I have Ben Chilwell.
Ooh.
He hasn't blanked in any game he's played this season. His lowest...
I just can't captain a fullback ever. Like, not since the days of Baines. No.
So, Paddy, I feel like you're lying to me. Who did you
captain? Shut up, I captain Tellez 2 weeks ago.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We can keep this bit in.
Yeah, of course we can. But yeah, I don't know. I took a punt. I was ahead in the money league. It didn't matter. I still regret not captaining Bruno that week anyway.
Yeah, Chilwell for me, I just think is really solid. I've been watching quite a bit of Chelsea and he's looked very good.
That is Game Week 11's Bookies captain. Thanks again for watching, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It means a lot. Really do appreciate your time and listening, and hopefully you pick the right captain. Cough, Kevin De Bruyne. See you next week.